At the start of the episode, we see a girl typing a message that says, "Why do I look like this?" She considers herself unattractive. When she enters the school, she doesn't look particularly appealing, and she has a strong love for horror movies and horror comics. In a way, she's an otaku. As she walks into the school, she's heavily bullied. While carrying dumplings from the canteen, she accidentally drops them. No one in the school helps her, and she feels utterly helpless. Instead, the other students start recording her rather than helping. Then we see a boy approaching her and asking, "Do you like heavy metal music?" She becomes ecstatic, thinking that the boy also loves heavy metal. Overjoyed, she offers him 2 tickets and asks if he would like to join her at a concert. She feels today is a lucky day because she met such a nice boy. However, later at school, a girl arrives and attacks her. This happens because the boy she met in the canteen is actually the girl's boyfriend. She tells her to stay away from him and not talk to him again. They beat her up, mocking her for wearing so much makeup without knowing how to apply it properly. The group takes pictures of her, intending to post them on social media. The girl tries to snatch her phone to delete the photo, but in the struggle, her nails scratch the other girl's face. Now enraged, the situation escalates, and the principal finds out about the incident. The girl's name is Lim. Lim is called into the principal's office, where she is told that she can no longer stay at the school because of her frequent fights. In reality, Lim never starts the fights. She's constantly bullied by the other students, who even file complaints against her. Lim, now sitting at home feeling down, refuses to give up so easily. She's determined to do something. As she lies on her bed, a message pops up with a link. When she opens it, it's a guide on how to do makeup. Here I should mention that makeup is an artificial way to enhance beauty. You were beautiful from the moment you were born. If someone likes you after you put on makeup, they're not truly liking you because that's not your real face. Perhaps that's why this is called true beauty. The truth is, Lim is naturally beautiful, but she doesn't believe it. She starts wearing makeup and says, "This is my new goal." She decides to switch schools, as the principal had told her she couldn't return. She quickly learns how to apply makeup, and after mastering it, transfers to a new school. Upon her arrival, all the boys comment on how beautiful the new student is. The girls, on the other hand, are envious. Soon she makes 2 new friends and introduces herself, feeling happy for the first time, as everyone now likes her. Even the school groups praise her. Makeup has given her newfound confidence, and she finds it much easier to talk to people. Her friend suggests going to the cafeteria to eat dumplings, but Lim panics at the mention of dumplings, recalling the incident at her previous school. She makes up an excuse, saying she'd rather do something else, and her friends agree. Her friends even comment on how pretty she is, and how everyone praises her. In another scene, we see 2 boys talking to a student named Suo about Lim, saying that she's the prettiest girl in school. Later, Lim returns home, and her brother shows up, teasing her about her true face and snapping a photo of her real face, threatening to blackmail her unless she gives him her pocket money. She leaves, pondering her unfortunate situation, but heads to a store to pick up a horror book, which she loves to read. As she's about to grab the book, a boy appears, also reaching for the same book. The boy insists he saw it first and wants to take it. Lim argues, saying she loves that book and should have it, claiming to be a bigger otaku. The boy refuses, so Lim challenges him to tell her what's on page 42 of volume 1. The boy confidently replies that it's a monster, and we learn his name is Suho, who is also a big otaku and knows the comic well. He walks away with the book, leaving Lim disappointed. The next day, Lim returns to school with her makeup on, greeted by her friends with a cheerful good morning. As they chat, she spots Suho, the same boy from the bookstore. Shocked, she wonders what he's doing here. Her friends tell her that Suho has also transferred to this school. Lim panics, worried that he'll recognize her from the bookstore where she wasn't wearing any makeup. She fears that people will start calling her two-faced. Overwhelmed, she starts to panic. Her friends encourage her to join a beauty competition at school, where she could show off her beautiful face and become famous. However, Lim is hesitant, fearing that if she becomes famous, people might find out her real face. She tells her friends that she's more focused on her studies and doesn't want to participate. Her friends assure her that there's no rush, and she can always decide later. Back home, Lim reads a comic about a girl with 2 faces. Realizing that the story mirrors her own situation, she decides to visit the bookstore again to pick up the next volume, hoping not to run into Suho. But just as she grabs the book, Suho shows up again, saying that he also wants it. This time, Lim lets him have the book, saying she's already read it. As she leaves, she accidentally drops her earplug, which Suho picks up. The next day at school, Lim's friends introduce her to Suho, and she instantly recognizes him. Terrified that he'll expose her as the girl from the bookstore, She pretends not to know him, but Suho mentions that they've already met, making Lin panic even more. She quickly excuses herself and leaves. Outside, she tries to listen to music but realizes her earplug is missing. Just then, Suho appears, handing her the earplug and saying, "You listen to heavy metal, don't you?" He also reveals that he knows she's the girl from the bookstore. If you've made it this far, please subscribe to the channel and support me. This video ends here. See you in the next episode. Over and out.